Good evening to all. So yesterday we have discussed about the scales of measurements. So here we will have a quick revision of scales of my measurement. So we have discussed about measurement. So what is measurement? So it is a process of assigning numbers to object based on certain specific rules or certain standards. So it basically includes four main levels: nominal level, ordinal level scale, interval level scale, and ratio level scale. In nominal level scale there is no real meaning, only the numbers are assigned to the subject to differentiate between those subjects or object. We are not There is no real meaning to order them. We are only differentiating the two categories or two objects. Next is the ordinal level. In ordinal level, the subjects or objects are arranged in a meaningful order. For example, in a race, if there is a person who stood first, then there is another who stood second, third. So we are going to arrange them in a meaningful order. So they will fall in ordinal level scale. Next is interval level scale. In interval level scale, this have particular order. It should also have a order like ordinal level, but here the data are represented in the interval form, and the basic thing which we have to keep in mind is there must be equal interval between all the categories. In ratio level, so ratios are, if we are going to represent data in ratio form, fraction form, so it comes under ratio level scale. So basic thing we need to keep, there should be a true 0 point. What is true 0 point? In this true, for example, if we are going to note down the BP of the patient, so the BP is there is in BP scale there is also existence of 0, so it means true 0 points. Whichever specific standards or rule you are going to use, it should have a true 0 point for ratio level scale. Next, we have studied about types, that is, statistics is of two different types, that is, descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. So in descriptive statistics, descriptive stat is basically used to summarize data or represent data in the form of graph, tables, chart, etc. Whereas inferential stats are basically used to draw results from an data from the data. So it is all quick review of the scales of measurement in statistics. So now we will study the further topic, that is, we will start chapter first of our stat. So it will start with the descriptive statistics. So here is descriptive statistics. So let us first quickly revise what is descriptive statistics. So descriptive statistics is basically a method to organize or summarize data in the form of graphs, tables, chart, etc. So in descriptive statistics, it have a classification. So the classification is broadly divided into four broad categories. So the first one is frequency distribution. So in frequency distribution, you should know what does the word frequency mean. So frequency means the number of time a particular thing has repeated. For example, if we talk about the frequency of micturition, it means the number of time that a person has micturates. For example, a patient is micturating 4 times a day, so it is the frequency of micturation. So here we talk about the frequency distribution, that is, frequency means number of time a particular thing has been repeated. So in frequency distribution, we have to include the frequency of the data. So we will be studying it in detail. Then we will be seeing that what frequency in stats exactly mean. So here you have to only understand frequency means a number of time a particular data has been repeated. Next is measures of central tendency. So measures of central tendency basically include mean, mode, and median. The third classification is measures of deviation. So it includes standard deviation. Basically, it includes three main types of deviation. So we will be studying it after some time. Then the fourth one is measures of relationship. So basically descriptive stats is divided into 4 broad categories. So we will be studying it one by one. So today we will start with the frequency distribution. So frequency distribution, it basically deals with organization of data basically in table, chart, graphs and diagram. So we have talked about descriptive stats. So descriptive stat means organization or summarization of data, particularly in the form of tables, graphs or chart. So it is basically included under the frequency distribution. Whereas descriptive stat is not only about the summarization of data into the mean, median, into the graph, charts or tables, but it also includes central tendency, deviations and measures of relationship. So in frequency distribution, it includes the representation and summarization of data in the form of tables, chart, graphs and diagrams. So here we will first of all we will be studying about table, chart, graphs, diagrams one by one. So here we will start with the tables. So what is table? You need to tell me what is table. So table is basically a concise picture of data. A concise picture of data which is basically represented in the form of rows and columns. So it basically includes certain statistical information. So what is table? Table is a basically a concise picture of data which is presented in rows and columns. So next we will be studying about the general principles of table. So for example, table can be single or complex depending upon the data or depending upon the tool we have used during our research. So basically the general principles of tables could be, so first of all, the table should be precise, understandable and self-explanatory. So I will be writing short points. So table should be, we have told about it should be precise, comma, understanding, and next point we will be discussing is self explanatory. So the general principle first is precise and understanding, means a table should be precise as much as possible. It should be represented in a concise form and it should be understandable to all. Next is self-explanatory. Self-explanatory means a table needs to be represented in such a form that every single person can understand it by just having a look on the table. The table does not require some professional to explain what does it mean. It should be self-explanatory. So next, the content. So the content of the table should be clear and it should be arranged in a logical manner. The logical manner could be, you can arrange the data in a table in alphabetical form, or you can arrange it in whatever form which is suitable to you. So you can, but you have to arrange the data or the content in a logical form. So next, basically the data in the table basically are represented through rows and columns. So the rows and columns should be as clear as possible. So the data should be represented in the simple form, in simple and clear form, and we should avoid confusion as far as possible. It should be clearly stated. So next we talk about the after content. There is rows and column. So it should be clearly stated. There should be no confusion among the rows and column. So next is units. The units of measurement we are using to represent the data should be well stated there only. For example, if we have monitored the weight of the patients, so we have to represent the weight of the patients with the help of table. So the weight can be in the form of kg, in unit of kg, pounds. So we have to right there we have to mention the unit of the data. A unit of measurement should be clearly stated. Then if you are if there's a need to do the total, so you are going to total, or you are going to sum the number of sample, or sum the number of any data which you have represented in rows or columns. So it should be at the end. The total should be at the end of the rows and columns. It should not be in the middle. It should be at the end of row and the end of column. So it has been recommended that instead of using 2, 3, 4 tables to represent a data which is on a single topic, there you can try to make a large table which is used to represent data about a particular topic. So instead of using 2, 3 small table, it is preferred that you should use one large table. So this is the general principles of table. So it should be precise, understandable to all, it need to be self-explanatory, the content should be clear and without confusion. The rows and columns should have data in rows and columns the data should be stated in a clear form. The units of measurement needs to be mentioned there, and the total should be at the end of the rows and column. And then one topic we have left, that is one heading we have left is title. So the title of the table, it needs to be replaced at the top of the table. So there should be a title of the table which is placed at the top of the table, which describe the content clearly and precisely. So after discussing the actual definition of table, general principles of table, we will be further proceeding towards the parts of table. So now we are doing the parts of table. So before starting this, the first part that you need to mention is table number. So first thing you need to represent is table number, then table number. So at the top or at the right or left side of a page, or right or left side of page, there should be a table number. So basically the table number should be placed at the top of the table only. If there's a table, you can write at the top of the table number is this. Next, the title. So below the table number, at least 1 to 2 centimeter below the table number, there must be a title. So the title should be stated clearly. So the title should be suitable according to the content that you are going to explain in the table, and the title needs to be self-explanatory. Then comes the head notes. So head notes are basically placed below the title, and head notes are stated in the form of bracket only. You have to state the head notes in bracket only. So what is the head notes? So head notes are given just below the title, and they are enclosed in brackets for further description of the content of table. If you need to explain the content more briefly, you need to explain it, so you can describe it in head notes, but it should be under brackets only. So next there is a captions and stub. So caption are basically the heading which is given to the vertical column. For example, it is a vertical column and I am giving the heading it as serial number. So the serial number heading which is given to a vertical column is known as caption. For example, there is further this data which include name of students. So it is the heading which is given to the vertical row of the data, so it is known as caption. So second, we talk about stubs. So stubs are the heading which is basically given to horizontal column of the data of the table. So caption, so here whichever name of the student we are going to write, so the here only. For example, in serial number, this serial number which we are going to write in this way, and the heading which we are placing over here, basically the heading, it is known as stubs, STUBS. BS stubs. So in parts of table, first we have discussed about table number. So it should be placed at the top of the table. So 1 to 2 centimeter below of table number there is title. So title should be according to the content, and it should be self-explanatory. Then come the head notes. They are also placed below the title, and it should be in the form of bracket for further description. And then we have read about the captions and stub. So the caption is basically the heading which is given to the vertical column, and stubs are the heading which are basically given to the horizontal rows. Next comes the body of table. So the where you are going to represent your data, it will be known as body. It will be known as body. Whereas if you need to explain something about the table, so you are going to explain it in footnotes. So it is footnotes are placed below the table. And if the source of data is secondary, so you need to mention the source of data as secondary source, and you have to also describe the source from where you have taken the secondary data. So the parts of table, the first part is table number, then we talk about title, hope it is clear to you, and then we have talk about head notes which are placed below the title for further description of the title. Then our content, then we have read about the caption. The caption is a heading which is basically designated to the vertical columns, and stubs are the heading which are designated for the horizontal rows. Then we discuss about body. So the body is the area where the content are described or content are represented. Then here there come the footnotes. So footnotes are basically the items of the table which are placed below the table. The footnote contain the data about the content of the table which have not been adequately explained in the table. Next comes the source note. Source note, if the source note is secondary, then you need to mention the source from which you have collected the data, or you have either retrieved the whole table. You need to write the source note. If it is primary, there is a primary, you have collected primary data, there is no need to write source note. It is source note, not secondary source. So next is types of table. So table are basically of 3 main types. Frequency distribution table. Next is contingency table. Then is multiple